In this lesson, we learn how to create probability tree diagrams. In this example, a coin is tossed twice. We will draw a probability tree to show the outcomes. The branches on our tree show the outcomes. We can toss a heads or a tails. We write the probabilities on each branch. We have a 1 out of 2 chance of getting heads and a 1 out of 2 chance of getting tails. This is for the first throw of the coin. We draw branches for the second throw of the coin at the ends of these branches. If we get a heads on the first throw, we can now get a heads or a tails when we throw the coin again. After getting tails on the first throw, we can then get heads or tails when we throw again. We can use this probability tree to work out the probability of getting 2 heads in a row. We write this at the end. To get 2 heads in a row, we must get heads, then heads. We can write the probability of heads, then heads like this for short. P brackets means probability. We abbreviate heads as H. To work out probabilities from a probability tree, we multiply the probabilities on the branches. We have 1/2 times 1/2. 1 times 1 equals 1, and 2 times 2 equals 4. We have a 1/4 chance of getting 2 heads in a row. Using the same tree, we can also work out the probability of getting 2 tails in a row. We need to get tails, then tails. The probability of tails is found by multiplying 1/2 and 1/2. Again, we get 1/4. We can find the probability of heads, then tails. Again, we have 1/2 times 1/2, which equals 1/4. The probability of tails, then heads is also 1/2 times 1/2 equals 1/4. We will find the probability of getting a heads and a tails in any order. This means we can get a heads first, then a tails, or a tails first, then a heads. Since there are 2 roots that give us 1 heads and 1 tails, we add these probabilities together. We add 1/4 to 1/4. This equals 1/2. We can see that the probabilities on each branch of a probability tree add up to 1 whole. So 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. On this pair of branches, 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. And here, 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. We can see that the probabilities of all outcomes at the ends of the branches add up to 1 whole. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1 whole. This is because a probability of 1 whole means it's certain. It is certain we will get one of these outcomes. We will construct a new probability tree for a biased coin. Biased means that the chances of each outcome are not the same. Here we have a probability of heads, which equals 0.9. We will throw the coin twice. Find the probability of getting a heads and a tails in any order. On the first throw, we have outcomes of heads or tails. We are told that the probability of heads equals 0.9. Therefore, the probability of tails is 0.1. This is because 0.9 and 0.1 add to make 1 whole. On the second throw, we have the same probabilities. To get heads and tails in any order, we can get heads first, then tails. we multiply the probabilities on the branches. We have 0.9 times 0.1. This equals 0.09. We can also get tails first, then heads. We have 0.1 times 0.9, which also equals 0.09. Since there are two ways to get one of each, we will add the probabilities. 0.09 plus 0.09 equals 0.18. This is our answer. We multiply down the branches and add the probabilities at the end. Here a fair dice is rolled 3 times. Find the probability of rolling a 5 on all 3 rolls. Rather than drawing branches for all 6 numbers on a dice, we can look at 5 or not getting 5. A fair dice means that all outcomes have the same chance. Since there are 6 numbers on a dice, the probability of rolling a 5 is 1 out of 6. Since the probabilities of each pair of branches must add to 1 whole, the chance of not rolling 5 is 5 out of 6. We can add branches for the second roll. And this time we have a third roll. So a third set of branches. We want to find the probability of getting a 5, then a 5, then a 5. We can even ignore the rest of the tree like so. We multiply 1/6 by 1/6 by 1/6. 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. The chance of rolling 3 5s in a row is 1 in 216. Visit mathsathome.com for further videos and practice.